Hi everyone, and welcome back to this final in the series about sustainability for business. My name's Michelle and I'm a sustainability consultant, and I put this together so that organisations and businesses can have a think about how to implement sustainability actions across their business in a bit more of a strategic way. This is just a bit of a recap video. We are looking at what areas we've actually covered. So this is how you're going to build your framework for action. I recommend starting with the Sustainable Development Goals. These are the global goals, and every sustainability thing we do will have some implications on some of these somewhere down the line. So it's a nice place to start, but obviously it doesn't necessarily marry up to everything in a business. Now, when we looked at our local area, which was Ada and Worthing, we had a large conference and we looked at sustainability. We covered these broad areas, and I've gone over some of these in the video. So we looked at ecology, climate resilience, carbon and reduction in energy, water, transport, shared leadership and ecology, waste, food, land use and planning, and ethics and spirit. Now, this was an area-wide kind of look at the climate and how we're going to need to take action in different for towns. If you're applying this to your business, a lot of this will apply, but you might have different things such as buildings and estates that you need to look at separately. So these are the kind of broad themes that people need to be thinking about going forward. And then some of the key takeaways I want you to look at for the series is that we are in a period of necessary change. So the warnings around climate change are at the higher end of the models at the moment in terms of ice melting, extreme weathers. We've just had the floods in Germany and these horrific fires in California. This weather weirding is predicted. And the current policies and pledges that we have on the books at the moment, this pre-COP26 coming up in November, we're looking at still 2.6 to 3.2 degrees centigrade of warming, which is significant. So we do need to up the ante and bring down these policies. But the benefits of actually taking action on the climate will be great as well. So you will be, part of creating jobs. You will be part of improving people's health, and this is your health as well as the health of your employees and your customers. So there are multiple benefits that we can actually talk about and promote and work within. This kind of energy transition is going to need a significant amount of investment. It's going to be a significant amount of technical expertise, and so there's lots of opportunities for new jobs, new skills, new understanding. So plan and think about in the future. Targets and evaluation. Give yourself kind of some clear, easy, simple targets, and this is useful things to look at. The Committee on Climate Change, they've got loads of great resources for different business and industry sectors, thinking about how they can decarbonise and what that actually will mean in practice. So I can highly recommend having a look at those guys. Make your targets clear. Instead of saying something like we improve our recycling, say we will put recycling bins into every office. We will train our staff about how to use those bins correctly, and then these become actually measurable targets. Everybody can tick that box and say, yes, I've had the training about recycling. Yes, I will use the new bin in the office. So these are simple yet effective. And then think about the future. Don't take your eye off that. We're planning for implementing change. We need to think about how our climate action and what the policies might come in, how that is going to disrupt and change different sectors of industry and business. So this was a great graphic, and there's a really interesting report you can go and find. This is from the Climate Investment Fund, and they did some really interesting research looking at how climate action might change in future, and this takes into account new technologies coming through, blockchain technologies, cryptocurrencies, passive kind of heating technologies, It also looked at how media is changing with us in our world of kind of connectedness and social media, and how that will impact upon change, and the promotion and good practice of sustainability action within business, and then actually how the who is delivering and leading on these changes. So there's a lot of young people and women leading on these kind of agendas in different areas, and people will also be looking to see that organisations are actually taking action. There's much more awareness around greenwashing. There's much more awareness around when companies say they're going to do something and then aren't delivering on it. So people want to see that change, and they want to see us taking action. So, and that's it for our final kind of in this series. I'm going to be coming back and doing some more videos about different topics going forward, particularly in the build up to COP26, because I think there's going to be some quite important things going on, looking at some of the challenges at the moment faced by policymakers, and how these are quite conflicting and aren't really creating the right business environment for making strong investments going forward in climate action. So this is kind of UK based, but there are also global forces in play. So I hope you'll find those enjoyable. Do come and find me on Patreon if you want to. I am there as my business, and happy to get involved and take questions and build content around what you're actually looking for as well. So thanks very much.